It is with great honor and pride that we introduce our speaker for today. She is a distinguished graduate of the Philippine National Police Academy, Class Maragtas of 2018. She has built an impressive career in the Bureau of Fire Protection, marked by dedication, versatility, and exemplary leadership. From her early service as a PNPA cadet to her designation as an inspector, she has held key assignments across various operational, administrative, financial, and training units of the Bureau. Throughout her service, she has taken on critical roles such as Chief of the Financial Disbursement Section, Chief of the Administrative Branch, Station Commander, and Chief of the Command and Chief Administrative Branch, demonstrating strong competence in both field operations and management functions. She also contributed significantly to training and capability development as a supervisor and program manager under the Incident Disaster Management and Training Division at National Headquarters. Currently, she serves as acting chief of the Plans and Program Division of the BFP Regional Office 10, where she continues to lead initiatives focused on strategic planning, program development, and organizational effectiveness. Her career reflects a consistent commitment to public service, discipline, and excellence, values deeply rooted in her and sustained through years of dedication, service in the Bureau of Fire Protection. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Fire Senior Inspector Alana Claire D. Gaani. A round of applause, please.
To our Regional Director, Fire Chief Superintendent Mel C. Tajo, sir. Good morning, sir. To our Assistant Regional Director for Administration, Fire Senior Superintendent Alan A. Cabot, sir. To our Assistant Regional Director for Operations, Fire Senior Superintendent Rex Cleburne Salvania, sir. And to the other division chiefs, fellow BFP personnel, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So, finally, it's already February. January seemed like a whole year. So much had happened, and yet it's only the start of this remarkable year. So what do we usually talk about when we say February? So, of course, it is the love month. So, Cupid is already lurking around the corners for his next victim. So, I do hope I don't get hit. Kidding aside, the smell of love is definitely in the air right now. Sa meme pa sa FB, sukatan na naman ng ganda pag nakatanggap ng flowers. So, GGSS na naman yung mga may flowers sa Valentine's. Di ba, Grace? But I won't be talking about romantic love. Aside from the fact that I don't have one, there's more to life than to be in a relationship with another person. And that is self-love. Loving the love you have for yourself. So, you know you love yourself and you treat yourself with kindness. You accept your flaws, you prioritize your well-being, mental, emotional, and physical. You set healthy boundaries, find joy in your own company, and you don't rely on external validation for your worth. Understanding that you are a work in progress. It's about active self-care and inner acceptance, not perfection. Recognizing your value and trusting your path. So, let's have a quick check if you've been loving yourself these days. So, this is called the self-love assessment checklist. So, ask yourself these questions to gauge where you stand. So the first aspect is mindset and compassion. Do I use kind language when I talk to myself, or am I my own harshest critic? So let's be more kind to ourselves. Nothing wrong if we tell ourselves, let's try to be better next time, or thank yourself for accepting criticism positively, that you allow all sorts of room for improvement. Next is, can I forgive myself for mistakes rather than replaying them on a loop? Have you experienced that? That you make a mistake and you keep replaying it on your mind, especially when you get embarrassed? You find it hard to move on from that situation. It's frustrating, right? Well, always remember that to err is human and to forgive is divine. Which means that while errors are inevitable, forgiveness is a higher, virtuous response, a step towards spiritual growth and moving past resentment, especially towards yourself. We're human beings anyway, and we're capable of committing mistakes. It is not tolerating or condoning such action, but rather learning from it. So next, let's go to the next aspect, the body respect. Am I nourishing my body with proper food, sleep, and movement because it deserves it and not as a punishment? I think most of us are guilty with this aspect. Part of self-love is to love our bodies as well. When you ask if you are nourishing your body because it deserves rather than as punishment, you are evaluating the intention behind your health habits. It marks the shift from body shame to body respect. So, what am I talking about? It is important to discuss the distinction between giving your body what it deserves rather than punishing it and gaslighting yourself that what you are doing is good for you. So, the distinction is nourishment versus restriction. So, it becomes a punishment when eating clean is to make up for a weekend of indulgence or skipping meals because you feel guilty. And it becomes respect when you choose food that provide sustained energy and satisfaction because you want your brain and organs to function at their best. Movement and penance. It becomes a punishment when you do a grueling workout specifically to burn off a meal or use exercise as a way to pay for being sedentary. And it becomes respect when you engage in joyful movement like walking, dancing, or lifting weights to feel strong, reduce stress, and keep your joints mobile. Sleep and earning rest. It becomes a punishment when you deprive yourself of sleep to maximize productivity, or feeling like you only deserve to rest after a 12-hour workday. And it becomes respect when you view sleep as a non-negotiable repair process that your body requires to heal and process emotions. So, next aspect is boundaries. Do I feel comfortable saying no to things that drain me? This part right here is difficult, especially if you're so used to please people. You need to work on the shift from people-pleasing to self-stewardship. If you can't say no, your yes loses its value because it's a product of obligation rather than genuine choice. But don't misunderstand this part as an excuse to say no to additional workload. Usually, you can take a break, or if you really cannot handle such, you can ask for help from your co-workers. So do the people I surround myself uplift me or make me feel less than? The people around you act as a psychological thermostat. They either raise your baseline or lower it. You need to surround yourself with people that practice active constructive responding, celebrating your wins, and offering a psychological safety net during failures. Joy and rest. Lastly, do I allow myself to rest without feeling guilty? Do I make time for at least one activity every day that truly makes me smile? So, add it now to your daily affirmations to do something that truly makes you smile. I realize that I really have to start to do things on my own, like eating alone in restaurants. And mind you, it's a very liberating feeling. Even going to places you never thought you can go alone. Also, being with friends that motivates you really helps because you get to share the guilt with them. So now that we are done with our self-love assessment, have we been more kind, understanding, and available to ourselves? If yes, then you're on the right track. But if no, it's never too late to start loving yourselves. Because remember, the highest form of love is agape, manifested on John 3 verse 16, for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. And what better way to reciprocate such love? By loving Him in the form of loving yourself, His creation, created in His own image and likeness. Once again, good morning, and may we all have a productive week ahead of us.
Thank you for the inspiring message. At this juncture, may we call in our Regional Director, Fire Chief Superintendent Romel C. Trajo, to award the Medalya ng Papuri to our speaker, to be assisted by our Regional Director for Administration, Fire Senior Superintendent Alan A. Cabonso. Citation read: Republic of the Philippines Department of Interior and Local Government, Bureau of Fire Protection Regional Office, sent this Medalya ng Papuri is hereby conferred to Fire Senior Inspector Alana Claire D. Gaani, Acting Chief, Plans and Programs Division, BFP-10, for her insightful contribution and commendable performance as a Troop Information and Education Speaker during the traditional Monday flag raising ceremony held on February 2, 2026 at the BFP Regional Office 10.